You ready? You're listening to the Real Pineapple Podcast Network. This is the Real Pineapple. This is your humble host, Hunter, here. Happy holidays to you. Hope you're all having a great start to your week on this Monday the 11th. Oh my god, 11th. There we go. Good grief. I was going through my news feed today because, you know, that's how I typically start my day. And I was like, oh yeah, Golden Globe nominations are today. So I'm just going to go through each category real quick. I haven't seen a decent amount of this stuff. You know, we're in holiday season. I'm working through screeners and things as I speak. So I'm trying to get caught up. But I'm going to be doing my best of probably mid to late January. I'll keep y'all updated on that. But I do try to see as much stuff as humanly possible before I go ahead and give my thoughts, give a list, because it is a labor of love. It's a labor I fucking love doing, and that includes my worst stuff because, oh, there's some dog shit this year. But for the most part, this year's fucking kicked ass as far as film and TV. So I'm really excited that we're going to have Oscars here in a couple months, and, you know, the Oscar race is going to heat up here as we head into January and get through the holidays. But since Golden Globes are, in many people's eyes, a pretty accurate precursor to the Academy Awards, I typically lean more towards SAG Awards, but that's a whole other conversation. So I'm just going to go through real quick and give my thoughts on most of the categories here. So I'm going to go ahead and start at the bottom and work my way up. So for cinematic and box office achievement, we've got Barbie by Warner Brothers, Guardians of the Galaxy by Disney, Volume 3, John Wick Chapter 4 by Lionsgate, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 at Paramount, Oppenheimer at Universal, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse at Sony, the Super Mario Brothers movie at Universal, and Taylor Swift's The Eras Tour. So, okay. Here's what I'm going to say. I can't stand Taylor Swift. I can't. I think she's bloody goddamn awful. But for a concert tour film to do box office wise what it's done, it's incredibly impressive. I will not take away from that. You know, despite the quality of of her singing and the songs. But I think when you're talking about this race in particular, it's got to be Barbie. It feels like it's got to be Barbie. The only reason I could think of it won't is if it's not Barbie is because Oppenheimer is a 3-hour film, and for people to sit through a 3-hour film and pump that much money into it, I think that is gonna be Barbie or Oppenheimer. I feel like it's probably gonna be Oppenheimer, and the reason I say that is because the narrative that's been written is that, you know, people don't go see the real movies anymore. It's very much the Maverick dialogue that was being spun, you know, a couple years ago. It's like, real people don't go see movies now. This is a movie back when movies were movies, you know, that bullshit. But the fact is, Nolan hasn't had a film hit like this in a minute. And I mean, Tenet damn sure didn't. But the fact that a movie about the making of the atomic bomb could, you know, not bomb at the box office, but yet keep people coming back for multiple screenings, I mean, that's impressive. Again, no, I haven't seen Oppenheimer yet. I don't know, y'all. I have this weird feeling it's gonna be like The Irishman, where I'm gonna watch it and go, it's fine. I mean, I could be wrong, and I am keeping an open mind, but we will see. I have not seen it yet, so I can't comment. I've seen everything else on the list outside of the Eras Tour, so I think it's going to be Oppenheimer. If it's not Oppenheimer, it's going to be Barbie. I think the reason why it'll probably be Oppenheimer is because Barbie is a brand, and so I think people will hold that against it and go, well, of course it was supposed to make, you know, $1 billion. But let's be real, y'all. Did y'all really expect Barbie to make $1 billion. I damn sure didn't. I thought it would make $500 million easy, but after that, I was like, I don't know how high this could climb. So it's going to be interesting to see how people vote on that. I feel like it's going to be Oppenheimer, but I could also see it being Barbie. So, moving on to best performance in stand-up comedy or television. Wanda Sykes. I'm an entertainer. Sarah Silverman, Someone You Love. Amy Schumer, Emergency Contact. Chris Rock, Selective Outrage. Ricky Gervais, Armageddon. And Trevor Noah, Where Was I? I'm a big Trevor Noah fan. I really like him. I really like the podcast he's hosting on Spotify. I'm blanking on the name of it, but I really like Trevor Noah. I think he's a very talented interviewer, and I think he's actually a very good storyteller. I haven't seen a ton of his stand-up. Ricky Gervais, I think you kind of know what you're getting from... Oh, pardon me. I think you know what you're getting from Ricky Gervais. And, Chris Rock, Sarah Silverman, Amy Schumer at this point. I think Wanda Sykes is an incredibly underrated comedian. I think that Evan Almighty is actually worth watching just because of her. Like, she's fucking amazing in that goddamn movie. Actually, then again, you could probably just watch a supercut on YouTube. Yeah, search for a supercut on YouTube. Don't watch Evan Almighty. But I think she's... Wanda Sykes' Tongue Untied is an amazing fucking stand-up special that I don't think is brought up enough. So I'm pulling for Wanda Sykes here. I really hope she wins it because, as I mentioned, I think she's incredibly talented, and I don't think she gets nearly the shine that she deserves. And considering she used to write on the Chris Rock show, and I believe she's still writing on Roseanne, or The Connors now, pardon me, she's an incredible comedian, so I really hope she wins it. I'm pulling for Wanda Sykes, and that would be my... now, as far as what I think will win, it'll probably be Chris Rock's Selective Outrage, because he went in on Jada and Will in a way that I was actually kind of impressed with, because I don't think we've seen... It's very hard to not do art and just kind of fall into a pattern, you know what I mean? I think Chris Rock had fallen into a pattern. I think he just gotten... I remember when Chris Rock Tambourine came out, and I just thought... Yeah, man, I feel like you're just being, like, not bad, but I just feel like you're playing it safe. And it's almost like someone slapped some sense into him and got him motivated again to kind of get in that bring the pain bigger and blacker era as far as that hustle. So I think Selective Outrage is going to be what wins, but I really do hope it's Wanda Sykes that wins. All right, so moving on to best motion picture animated. So we've got The Boy and the Heron, Studio Ghibli, which oh my god, I can't wait to watch that. Elemental, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, the Super Mario Brothers movie, Suzumi, I think that's how you say it, and Wish. So, okay. I've heard nothing, I mean, outside of the people who are like, Disney is woke and that bullshit. I just haven't heard anyone talk about Wish. Everyone I've talked to has just been kind of like, it's fine. Which, or Wish, you shouldn't be saying for a film that is coming out to celebrate your 100 years and your 100 years of existence if you're Disney. It is bullshit, by the way, that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem is not on this list. It could easily replace Wish. And I'll tell you right now, if that is on the list, I don't know if it could beat Boy and the Heron. I don't know if it could beat Spider-Verse, but at least it would have a chance. Elemental, I thought, was actually pretty cute. It's not great, but it's a very comfortable watch. That's how I would put it. But it really does bother me that Mutant Mayhem's on here, because it fucking deserves to be. Just off of the No Diggity scene alone. When you get there, y'all, you'll know. And oh my god, that scene, mwah, chef's kiss. But out of what is nominated, it should be Spider-Verse. It really should be Spider-Verse. The only thing that concerns me is that the Super Mario Bros. Movie made money, and sometimes the people who vote definitely do take money into account instead of the actual quality of what they're watching. So I'm gonna say Spider-Verse. I'm a little worried about Mario, but I also wouldn't be mad if The Boy and the Heron won. So basically between that and Spider-Verse, but Spider-Verse should win here. All right, moving on to Best Original Song, Motion Picture. What Was I Made For by Billie Eilish and Phineas for Barbie. Dance the Night by Carol Allen, Dua Lipa, Mark Ronson, and Andrew Wyatt. That's a good song too. She Came to Me from Addicted to Romance by Bruce Springsteen and Patty C Alpha is what I'm gonna go with. The Super Mario Brothers movie Peaches by Jack Black, Aaron Horvath, Michael Jelinek, Eric Osman, and John Spiker. I'm Just Ken by Mark Ronson and Andrew Wyatt, and Rustin, Road to Freedom by Lenny Kravitz. So I feel like, okay, so this is kind of difficult because I'm Just Ken is a fucking banger. It is a banger of a fucking song. I love that goddamn song. I love Peaches. I think Peaches is a great jam, and What Was I Made For actually makes me cry. I think it's a beautiful song. And Billie Eilish, goddamn, that woman is just fucking talented. I think it's Jack Black's here. I think Jack Black, and considering he's done the Tenacious D shit for so long, and I think Tenacious D is a horribly underrated band, and Jack Black is put in that category of people where it's like, oh, they're a great singer for an actor. No. Jack Black is just a great singer, period. Like, we're not talking about Jeremy Renner here. We're talking about someone who is, like, way more musically inclined than we give him credit for. So, I'm going to say Jack Black here, because when I think about the TikToks and just, like, the social media presence that had, and how Jack Black went out on, I can't remember if it was, like, the Hollywood Bowl or whatever, but he goes out and sings it, and he's dressed as Bowser. The press that he's done alone for the song is really inspired. So I'm gonna say it's Jack Black's award to win. Yeah, I'm gonna say Jack Black here. Best Picture, non-English language, Anatomy of a Fall, which is Neon in France, Fallen Leaves in Finland, Io Capitano. That's in Italy. That's a 01 distribution. Past Lives, A24, US. Society of the Snow, pardon me, Netflix in Spain. And then the Zone of Interest, which is A24 in the UK. Very easy question. Very easy answer here. Past Lives. It's Past Lives. It's Past Lives. Past Lives is one of the best films of the year. I'm very sad it's not going to crack my top 10. It's going to be an honorable mention. I will be talking about it more, but yeah, it's Past Lives. Easy. Moving on. Best original score, motion picture. So we got the man, got the homie Ludwig Göransson for Oppenheimer, Jerskin Fendrix for Poor Things, Robbie Robertson for Killer to the Flower Moon, Mika Levi for The Zone of Interest, Daniel Pemberton for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and then Joe Hisha. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna butcher this. Hisanashi for The Boy and the Heron. So okay. I love Ludwig Göransson. I love him as a composer. I think he's fucking brilliant. I don't know what it is. Whenever he works with Nolan, I feel like he's doing a bad Hans Zimmer impression. Now, I haven't seen Oppenheimer yet, so the case could be totally different here, and I could absolutely love the score. But when I saw that he had scored Tenet, I was like, really? This doesn't feel like a score that you wanted to do, or it felt like a score that you're trying to emulate, impersonate someone else. It's really how I felt about Kanye when he went ahead and put out 808s and Heartbreak, and I just thought, man, this is you wanting to get in your Kid Cudi bag, and Kid Cudi is just better at this than you. No disrespect, but he is just better. So I'm gonna take, oof, man, and it's crazy because I haven't seen 4 out of 5 of these. I'm gonna say Pemberton, because I trust, and I just love Across the Spider-Verse so much. I could see it being really any one of these people. That's what makes it so so much fun. I could easily see it being one of these people, but I'm gonna stick with my gut. I'm gonna say Spider-Verse. I'm gonna say Spider-Verse wins it here. All right, moving on. Best performance by an actress, limited series, anthology series, or motion picture made for television. Riley Keough for Daisy Jones and the Six. Brie Larson for Lessons in Chemistry. Elizabeth Olsen for Love and Death. Juno Tempo for Fargo. Rachel Weisz for Dead Ringers, and Ali Wong for Beef. So, okay. I love Juno Temple. I think she got severely underlooked or overlooked for Ted Lasso when the show was running. I believe she deserves all the awards. I think she's a beautiful, talented, disturbingly charming, amazing actress. I love seeing her work. I'm so happy she's able to get into stuff that's not just her being beat down and being sad, that she's able to really start to spread her roles out and get different types of roles. I'm really happy for her. I'm just such a fan of hers. Brie Larson, I've talked about Brie Larson at length. Not only is she my captain, but when I think about Room, when I think about Unicorn Store, when I think about Free Fire, when I think about her career, I really do think that she takes more risks than we give her credit for. But she's so fun, and she's just such a great ball of energy. And I saw the first couple episodes of Lessons in Chemistry, and I really dug what I've seen so far. Elizabeth Olsen in Love and Death actually scared me at multiple points, which is hell yeah, like hell yeah. She's so cool in that. So I don't know. And Ali Wong, like, I never reviewed Beef proper, but that is one of my favorite things in the last couple years. I think that shows that anthology series is so goddamn well done. So for me, I'm gonna kind of go with what might be an upset to people. I think Ali Wong's got this. I think Ali Wong, because she is a comedian primarily, I don't think that people expected this from her. So I think the surprise is going to be enough to carry her over the top. So I'm going to say Ali Wong for Beef. I'm gonna stick with that. Moving on. So same thing, but best performance by an actor in a limited series, anthology series, and motion picture made for television. So we got Matt Bomer for Fellow Travelers. We've got Sam Claflin for Daisy Jones and the Six. We've got John Hamm for Fargo. Woody Harrelson for White House Plumbers. David Oyelowo for Lawman and Bass Reeves. And then Stephen Yeun for Beef. So, all right, again, ever since he got killed on Walking Dead, it's been amazing to see Stephen Yeun's ascent. I was talking to my friends about how it feels like certain people are just stuck in that universe and he just cannot get out. Andrew Lincoln. But him getting killed, and let me be clear, the Glenn killing was my final straw. I never watched any Walking Dead show regularly. I never watched Walking Dead show regularly. Good grief, ever again. After that, I was really pissed off, and I felt really bamboozled the way that they handled that. I love John Hamm, and I know all those years where he's playing Don Draper, he just happened to run into the immovable object, which was Bryan Cranston's Walter White. I mean, it was so hard for anyone to not involved with Breaking Bad to win fucking anything. So I wouldn't be mad at Ham winning here, but I think it's gonna be Stephen Yeun. I think he's got it for Beef. The desperation he shows during that show in order to get what he believes that he has earned is so fucking cool. It's so fucking fascinating. It's so dark. I love the way that him and Wong just continue to escalate and where that show ends up. So I have Beef sweeping between actor and actress, which takes us now to best limited series, anthology series, or motion picture made for television. I'm gonna say, You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll with the sweep. I think Beef is gonna win this. I think A24 is gonna have a very good night. I think Beef is gonna win. So yep. I'm picking Beef. All right, moving on to Best Supporting Actress Television. Elizabeth Debicki for The Crown, Abby Elliott for The Bear, Christina Ricci for Yellow Jackets, J. Smith Cameron for Succession, Meryl Streep for Only Murders in the Building, and Hannah Waddingham for Ted Lasso. So, look, I love Ted Lasso. I think Ted Lasso is wonderful, and Hannah Waddingham, sup girl, sorry, sup ma'am. What am I saying? Woman is a fucking goddess. I okay. There's a world where Hannah Waddingham wins. There's absolutely a world where she wins because the critics do love Ted Lasso. And honestly, there's a world where what's her name? Where Meryl Streep, what's her name? Only one of the most famous actresses ever. There's a world where she wins too because it's Meryl fucking Streep. There's always a chance she can win. I think Christina Ricci's got this. I think the Yellow Jackets love. I think it's gonna be out for her. I'm gonna pick Ricci. I can't even really tell you why. It's just I'm trusting my gut. I think she's gonna win. So I'm gonna stick with Ricci. I'm gonna roll with her. Moving on to Best Supporting Actor in Television. Billy Crudup for The Morning Show. Matthew McFadden, yeah, for Succession. James Marsden for Jury Duty. Eben Moss Bachrach for The Bear. Alan Ruck for Succession, and Alexander Skarsgård for Succession. Okay, so I know Succession for a lot of people this past season just blew their minds. I heard so much about, dude, you have to watch. Like you don't even know. Like I'm excited for people who watch Succession and had that sort of experience with it. I will get to Succession. I don't fucking know when. At some goddamn point, I'll get to it. But I almost think the Succession people could potentially cancel each other out, which is why I'm going to pick the upset here. I think James Marsden's going to do it. I think James Marsden's going to get it because people really talked about Jury Duty and what a pleasant surprise that was. Not often a phrase associated with Jury Duty, but I think James Marsden's going to pull this out. I think people are going to kind of go like, you know what? This was a show that really did challenge and it just really caught people off guard. And I don't know. I think Jury Duty's gonna win it. I think Marsden's got it. So I'm gonna roll with him. Best TV actor, best actor in a TV series, musical or comedy. Okay, these next two categories are what I call shrug because these categories are fucking stacked, and any one of these people I'm about to mention could win. So Bill Hader for Barry, Steve Martin, Only Murders in the Building, Martin Short, Only Murders in the Building, Jason Segel, Shrinking, Jason Sudeikis, Ted Lasso, Jeremy Allen White, The Bear. So, okay, Jeremy Allen White is in the upcoming Iron Claw, which is A24. There is a world where he wins. There's totally a world where he wins, where they go ahead and they, hype him up, and he ends up getting this. I think it's Bill Hader. I think it's Bill Hader's time. Bill Hader, he's been on Barry. He's been crushing that role. He's been writing and directing and producing and show like Bill Hader is a fucking god at this point. And this is the last chance to really appreciate Barry. We'll get another season of Only Murders in the Building. We'll get another season of The Bear. We'll get another season of Ted. Probably not. Well, potentially, we'll get another season of Shrinking. I think this is Hader's award to lose. Yeah, I just have this feeling, given his uptick in quality and where the show ended up. I think Hader's got this one. So I'm gonna say Bill Hader for best actor in a TV series, musical or comedy. Moving on to Best Actress in a TV Series, Musical or Comedy. We've got Ayo Edebiri for The Bear. We've got Latasha Leone for Poker Face. We've got Quinta Brunson for Abbott Elementary. Rachel Brosnahan for the marvelous Miss Maisel. Mrs. Maisel, Selena Gomez for Only Murders in the Building, and then Elle Fanning for The Great. So, okay, I got through the first season of The Great. I never got back to getting revisiting it, but I just love Elle Fanning. I'm such a fan of hers. Selena Gomez, I ranted about this on my socials, but to the people who are saying like she's fat, she's a fucking goddess. What's wrong with y'all? Like, she puts on a little weight, looks, oh my god, she looks so fine, and you're just mean to her. I don't get what it is with. Actually, I know what it is, that our world is terrible and women are judged only by their looks. But I digress. The little bit I've seen of Only Murders in the Building, I saw like the first 6 episodes of season 1. Selena Gomez has great comedic timing, and I don't think she's given nearly enough credit for that, considering she started off on Disney. But she gets it. She really gets how to let things lay once you drop a punchline, or how to let things kind of stand before you do. Like, she just gets comedic timing, and I think she's really great at it. Io Idibri, who of course was in Bottoms, which is one of my favorite films of the year. I fucking love Bottoms. I think even more so than Best Actor, this is the most stacked category, at least from what I've seen so far. Because Abbott Elementary, that's such a critic's darling, but Natasha Lyonne, I would say she's been overdue for a while. So I'm gonna roll the dice. I think, pun kind of intended, I think I'm gonna land on Natasha Lyonne. I think that's I think that's what I'm gonna go with. I just have this feeling that even though there's not a crazy presence for Peacock right now, I think that show could be a thing that helps jumpstart people's interest in the Peacock. I really, really enjoyed this. But yeah, I think Natasha Lyonne, I think she's got it. So, all right, moving on to Best Performance by an Actress in a Television Series Drama. So I'm just gonna get out of the way, just because I know the neckbeards are fucking assholes. I want Bella Ramsey to win for The Last of Us. They're wonderful. I want them to win. So there you go. If it's not them, Emma Stone for The Curse. I've seen a couple episodes of The Curse, and I'm digging the fuck out of The Curse. It's so fucking dark, and it's so weird, and it really highlights the fact that Emma Stone is such a gifted comedian. I know she got into her drama bag for a while, but she really is fantastic with comedic timing. But then there's also Sarah Snook, Sup Girl, for Succession, and I know Succession hits with a lot of fucking people, so there's a world where she wins, but I'm gonna stick to my guns. I think Belle Ramsey is gonna pull off what some might consider an upset, but I think Belle Ramsey's got it. I'm gonna stick with that choice. Belle Ramsey for The Last of Us. Yeah, hope you win it, homie. Moving on to Best Performance by an Actor in a Television Series Drama. We got Pedro Pascal for Last of Us, Kieran Culkin and Jeremy Strong and Brian Cox, good grief, for Succession, Gary Oldman for Slow Horses, and Dominic West for The Crown. So, okay, there's 3. Here's the thing. Oh my god. I feel like Jeremy Strong, like, there is a world where Brian Cox wins. There absolutely is a world where Brian Cox wins. I think Kieran Culkin's gonna win this. I just have this feeling. I can't even tell you why, but I think because of how much this role really feels like a breakout for him, I think Kieran Culkin's gonna win it. So I'm gonna stick with Kieran Culkin. I think he's got it. Moving on to Best Television Series, Musical or Comedy. The Bear, FX, Ted Lasso. Why did I say it like that? Ted Lasso. There we go. Apple TV Plus, Abbott Elementary, ABC, Jury Duty, Amazon Freevee, Only Murders in the Building, Hulu, Barry, HBO. Okay, this might be where the receipt kind of comes as far as Hader winning Best Actor. I think The Bear wins Best Television Series. I do think FX gets this one, so I'm gonna go with The Bear. If it's not The Bear, it is gonna be Barry. But I think The Bears got this, so I'm gonna roll with that. Best television series drama: 1923 Paramount Plus, The Crown Netflix, The Diplomat Netflix, The Last of Us HBO, The Morning Show Apple TV, and Succession HBO. Um, this is a tougher one because you have Succession and The Last of Us on HBO. I remember both those shows trending all over social media and people just being floored by what was going on, even though I was able to avoid spoilers. So I think that, oh man, because there is a word, like, I don't think there's any other show that has a chance. I think it's literally down to The Last of Us and Succession. I think because it's a limited series that will get a season 2, I think The Last of Us loses here. I think because Succession had its final season, no more Succession. I think voters are going to rally behind that, and they're going to give Succession its props. So I think Succession wins it here. Moving on to Best Supporting Actress Motion Picture: Emily Blunt for Oppenheimer, Danielle Brooks for The Color Purple, Jodie Foster for Yad, Joanne Moore for May December, Rosamund Pike for Saltburn, and Davine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers. I have heard nothing but praise for Davine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers. It's funny because I know people have been praising Emily Blunt. I just don't think this is her year. I think that might actually transfer to the Oscars as well. I think Davine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers, I think that she's your winner. I think she's got it. Moving on to Best Supporting Actor motion picture. Got Willem Dafoe for Poor Things, Robert De Niro for Killings of the Flower Moon, Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer, Ryan Gosling for Barbie, Charles Melton for May December, and Mark Ruffalo for Poor Things. So, this is a little more interesting because there is a world where the Ling, Ryan Gosling, does win for Barbie because he does have that association of, I'm just kin to go along with it. I do think this is Robert Downey Jr.'s year, though. When I think about, what was it, 08, when he got nominated for Tropic Thunder, any other year he wins that year if Heath Ledger's performance isn't there. I don't know, and again, I haven't seen any of these films. I will probably by the end of the month, but I think that Robert Downey Jr. is gonna get that Oscar that's eluded him. I think the Academy wants to give Nolan at least one big win, and I think this might be it. So I think Robert Downey Jr. has this, and going into Oscar season, I think he will be the favorite for Best Supporting Actor. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer gets the win here. Moving on to Best Performance of a Actor in a Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy. Nicolas Cage for Dream Scenario, Timothée Chalamet for Wonka, Matt Damon for Air, Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers, Joaquin Phoenix for Beau is Afraid, and Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction. So I haven't seen either of these yet either. Again, by the end of the month, I probably will have seen most of them. I think this is Jeffrey Wright. I think Jeffrey Wright's got this. I've heard nothing but praise about American Fiction and The Holdovers. I think between Giamatti and Wright, it's gonna be Wright or Giamatti. It's gonna be one of the two, and I'm gonna pick Wright here just because I believe it's the first time director who did American Fiction. I think that's gonna be a little bit of a bump in the eyes of critics and voters. So I'm gonna roll with Wright. I fully acknowledge there's a world where Giamatti wins, but I'm going to stick to my guns. I think Jeffrey Wright's got it. Moving on to Best Performance by an Actress in a Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy. I've got Fantasia Barrino for The Color Purple, Jennifer Lawrence for No Hard Feelings, Natalie Portman for May December, Alma Poisty for Fallen Leaves, Margot Robbie for Barbie, and Emma Stone for Poor Things. I think Emma Stone's campaign for Best Actress begins here. I think it begins with a win. I just have this feeling, just when I'm hearing about the film, that Emma Stone is the standout, and it's maybe the performance of her career. And between her doing this and The Curse in the same year, getting back into her like weird comedy bag. I just have this feeling she's gonna win it. So I'm gonna stick with Emma Stone. I think Barbie will do well at the Oscars. I think it'll get one or two, but I think this is Emma Stone's time for Best Actress. So I'm gonna say Emma Stone. Best performance by an actress in a motion picture drama. Lily Gladstone, Killers of the Flower Moon. Carrie Mulligan for Maestro. Sarah Holler for Anatomy of a Fall. Annette Bening for Yad. Greta Lee for Past Lives. And Kaylee Spinney for Priscilla. So I've only seen Past Lives. And here's the thing. I am hearing nothing but universal praise for Lily Gladstone. I fully acknowledge I just may not be able to get over the should a white guy be making this sort of film. As far as Killers of the Flower Moon are concerned, again, I think how everything is presented is going to definitely, play into that. But if this feels like Lily Gladstone's award to lose, like I just don't see a world where she doesn't win. I love Greta Lee. I love her in Past Lives, and sup girl. She's absolutely incredible, and the grace that she brings to that role, and the way she's able to break your heart with just a smile is, oh my gosh, she's incredible in Past Lives. But I really do think this is Lily Gladstone's award to win, and we could be saying the same thing come Oscar season. So I'm going to say Lily Gladstone there. Best performance by an actor in a motion picture drama. We've got Bradley Cooper, the Coop, for Maestro. Got Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer. Leo for Killers of the Flower Moon. Coleman Domingo for Rustin. Andrew Scott for All of Us Strangers. Barry Keoghan for Saltburn. Yeah, it's Cillian Murphy. It's just, let's just get this out of the way. It's Cillian Murphy. Yeah, he's winning. He could very well be winning the Oscar as well. Cillian Murphy, boom. All right, moving on to Best Picture, Best Screenplay, Motion Picture. Barbie by Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach. Poor Things by Tom McNamara. Oppenheimer by Christopher Nolan. Killers of the Flower Moon by Eric Roth, Martin Scorsese. Past Lives by Celine Song, and Anatomy of a Fall by Justine Triet and Arthur Harari. So this gets a little interesting because Past Lives could easily win. I don't think people like Nolan for his writing. I know it sounds like such a dickhead thing to say, but I don't think people think great writer when they think Christopher Nolan. I think they think great director. And I just don't think that the writing is what's going to get Oppenheimer its praise, like, which I'll get to in a second. I think Past Lives pulls off an upset. I think Celine Song, I think that Past Lives is going to get passed over, unfortunately, in several categories. But I think this is the category where you can go, yeah, they earn this. So I'm gonna say Past Lives wins this. So for Best Screenplay. Moving on to Best Director Motion Picture. Bradley Cooper, the Coop, for Maestro. Greta Gerwig for Barbie. Yorgos Lanthimos for Poor Things. Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer. Celine Song for Past Lives. Martin Scorsese, Killer of the Flower Moon. Okay. So, very nice to actually see Cooper get a fucking nomination here, considering I don't believe he did for A Star is Born. Well, actually, he might have. He didn't get an Oscar nomination, which he also should have. But this is... I think Greta Gerwig pulls this off. The fact that a Barbie movie functions as well as it does, I think is borderline a miracle. I don't think people are going to like it. It doesn't really matter because these awards will piss people off anyway. I think Greta's got this. I think she pulls off what might be an upset to some people for Barbie. I think she wins it. Best Picture, motion, musical or comedy. Barbie, Warner Brothers. Poor Things, Searchlight Pictures. American Fiction, MGM. The Holdovers, Focus Features. May December, Netflix. Air, Amazon MGM Studios. Yeah, it's Barbie. Barbie wins here. Yeah, Barbie. Boom, done. And then lastly, Best Motion Picture Drama, Oppenheimer, Universal Studios, Killers of the Flower Moon, Apple Original Film / Paramount, Maestro, Netflix, Past Lives, A24, uh, Anatomy of a Fall, Neon, and Zone of Interest, A24. Um, yeah, the Barbenheimer completes here. Nolan's gonna get a Golden Globe for Best Motion Picture Drama. This film will be up for Best Motion Picture at the Oscars, and this is where the campaign push really starts here. Is with a win here. If Oppenheimer doesn't win here, and let's just say Killers of the Flower Moon does, I think that changes a lot of the narrative heading into Oscar season. So whoever wins here, and let me just say, Past Lives is not out of the running. There is a world where Past Lives kind of pulls a coda, like it did a few years ago, and gains some momentum heading into mid-January, and we're like, oh shit, maybe we should go back and rewatch Past Lives. Plus, you can actually rewatch Past Lives, and it won't take you over 3 fucking hours. And I'm not even being snarky when I say that, but I think that is a benefit for people that may not even realize it or who haven't even seen it yet. So I would not be surprised if Past Lives pulls an upset off here, but we'll see. So everyone, those are all the Golden Globe nominations and my thoughts. What did you think? What are your nomination picks? Let us know in the comments below. Go ahead and subscribe to the show on YouTube. Go ahead and give us a thumbs up. Subscribe and rate the show. It definitely helps us out. Just search The Real Pineapple. That's REEL Pineapple on YouTube. Follow me on Blue Sky at realpineapple.bsky.social. Got a question for the show? Have a review request? Just want to say hi? Shoot me an email at jhunter@therealpineapple.com. Follow me on TikTok at jhunterrealpineapple. That again is REEL Pineapple. Follow me on Letterboxd at Black Shazam. And you can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/jhunterrealpineapple. I'm going to be hopping on there soon. Going ahead and talking about, going to be doing some streaming, doing some gaming. It's going to be fun. I'm excited to get on the Twitch here in the next couple weeks. And please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. It definitely helps us out. You can find us on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Amazon Music, TuneUp, and Samsung Podcasts, and Anchor, to name a few, at The Real Pineapple. Thank you so much for listening. We're going to be continuing this week with the Real holiday series, 12 days of holiday reviews, including a couple holiday reviews for You Better Watch Out, which is a Marital Children Christmas episode, Jesus It's Christmas, which is a Just Shoot Me Christmas episode. What else? Gonna review Abed's the Abed Christmas episode from Community. Gonna review Die Hard. Oh gosh, what else am I reviewing? Gonna be reviewing the Christmas Chronicles 1 and 2. I'm excited to review those. Gonna be reviewing Christmas Vacation. Gonna be reviewing the Holdovers. There's got a lot of fun stuff come down the pipeline for y'all. But everyone, thank you so much for listening. Stay safe out there. Take care of each other. Go get your COVID booster and your flu shot if you haven't yet. It's getting cold out there. I want y'all to be safe. But never forget, as always, to keep it real.